Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your end of June 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. I notice I just have 13 minutes left of juice on my camera, and my cord is kind of over somewhere off to the side here, so I'm going to try to see if I can do this. This will be kind of like a little bit of a challenge for me. Well, as a Sagittarian, I'm not like really thrilled about the first card I picked, but oh well, it is what it is, isn't it? And we are having, at the end of June, a full moon in our sign. Actually, it's not the end of June, it's like on June 17th. So just keep that in mind, because if you're a Sag, this could be quite an enlightening time for you. Oh yeah, and I got the moon card. I wasn't even thinking about that. Okay. Well, the heart of the matter is the Three of Swords. This is a card of, having your heart ripped out. Now, the heartbreak, obviously metaphorically speaking. But, I want to say, because I was talking about the moon card, this is a card of rejection, okay? The moon card is in the past position. Now, one thing, if we're talking about timing and we are talking about that full moon, that means that the sun is in Gemini, because there's an opposition with the sun at the time of a full moon. So that's the 7th house for Sagittarius, and that's the house of relationships. So for those of you for whom this might apply, this could be really beyond a shadow of a doubt, knowing that a relationship is over, or feeling that sting of relationship that is over. But it's because either you have been shown something that you can no longer deny, or simply that you have finally allowed it to sink in that what this feels like to you, because you may have tried to play it off. Sometimes the moon can indicate a sense of deception, somebody lying to you, or you lying to yourself. This can also be in a work situation, and actually I do get a card here of, this is the challenge, and this is the 10 of Wands, and this is a card of overwork, okay? And taking on a burden that doesn't belong to you. So an example would be, you are working someplace and you are told that, an employee, a fellow employee, has these problems and they need you to fill in, to do extra work. And because Sagittarians tend to be very accommodating and generous, you do that. And maybe they imply that you're going to get something special from it, like what do you call that? Like, not just a raise, but like a promotion or something. And then you get the shaft, and you are really feeling that sense of rejection. The 10 of Wands is about the fact that you may have this mentality that you have to do that in the first place, because believe me, there are people in a workplace who would never agree to that. And sometimes those people, they get treated better than the people who are accommodating. And I actually experienced that firsthand. So it may be that you have the wrong attitude, that you're a little bit of an enabler of somebody who is taking advantage of others. And so while you may feel rejected and oh gosh, how could they do this? It really shouldn't have been a surprise, perhaps, because of the situation you were in to begin with. That it was never a situation of respect, that you were being treated in a manner where they didn't really care about you, they just needed somebody to do something. And you may know that, and you just may still feel a sting, a bit of a sting, like you have been passed over. But really, it's just more of a reflection on somebody else's attitude. The higher message is represented by the Hierophant, which is a card of conformity, perhaps excessive conformity, as well as the spiritual influence in life. And I would say with the conformity, Sagittarians are natural rebels. And maybe you are not acting in accordance with your true nature, and you're trying to be too accommodating because you have some fear-based thoughts. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want, you know what I mean? These things that we say to ourselves that cause us to tamp down our individuality and try to fit into something that just doesn't fit. One of the things that I have learned is that when I'm not resonating with a situation and I try to fit into it, it doesn't work out. It's not that, I might be able to stay in that situation, but it's going to be an uncomfortable fit. I'm not going to enjoy myself, and I'm not going to feel like I am really seen as who I really am. So that authenticity of Sag may have been lost where you are. And so really, with the Three of Swords, it may be something that you're crying over that is not really worth your tears. And also with the Hierophant, looking at it from the spiritual perspective as a spiritual influence, it can be that perhaps you haven't been really connected to your spiritual path the way you should be because you've been too, working your butt off. And for what? Kind of spinning your wheels for whatever reason. Sometimes it's just simply the everyday life that can be a distraction, the grind, the daily grind. And this is a blessing. Whatever this means to you, this Three of Swords, don't look at it as something negative. I was just doing a reading for Aquarius, and they got like a couple of threes, and I was saying how this is a 3 universal year, and that the number 3 relates to joy, abundance, and creativity. So take the, whatever has happened that, if this card resonates with you, and remember that this is a general reading, so if that Three of Swords doesn't seem like it's anything in your life, then maybe this reading isn't going to really be for you specifically. But for those who do feel that sting, understand that the universe has greater things for you, and be joyful about that. Don't cry over something that is going to open more doors. And you may look back a year from now and say, thank God this happened. What is coming in, or advice, is the Seven of Swords. I think as advice, this is to whatever situation, this is about leaving a situation, but leaving it very carefully so that you don't burn bridges, and also so that you can leave in a way that is very smooth. Don't let them know that you've broken up with them. And, I'm really coming down on the wire here, so I'm going to... And the outcome is a Justice card. If you felt that you were treated unfairly, you will have, not the last laugh, but you will know that that everything, the universe has evened the score. and that everything is in divine order, Sag. So don't think otherwise. You are having, hey, I'm with you. This has been an unusual year. We have Jupiter in our sign, but some people haven't really felt that Jupiter effect. Just remember that all is well, and I hope you have a great month. Take care. Bye.